Oh, wow. We did it, Lana.
We did.
Several months after we started this season, we did it.
We finished. We watched the whole thing. And now we're going to finally finish talking about season 5 of Project Runway.
We promise season 6 will not be this dragged out.
No,
we promise.
Absolutely not.
But
it's just life.
Y'all already know. We talked about it last episode. It's fine. But hello. Hi. Hello, designers. Welcome to the Cup TV, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Today, it is still morning for me, as we currently speak. So I'm drinking some coffee. I've got the last of my dirty chai coffee creamer in here. So we're living, breathing, surviving, and just having a lovely start to the day talking about Project Runway.
Work. And hello and hi, everybody. It is me. I am Lana, your resident evil diva. And I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am currently it's not morning for me. It's very much the afternoon. And so I am drinking my afternoon beverage of a Pepsi in my tumbler. And I needed caffeine, apparently, I guess. But that's what I'm drinking. But if I was drinking anything else, I would probably be drinking out of my cup mug. And of course, panel full of cup mugs. Bam. So you can get your cup mug or any of our cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we have other merch in there as well and new merch. So check that out. And we do ship domestically here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And we do ship internationally. So there are no excuses. Get your cup merch. Period. And if you're watching this video today, it's my birthday.
Yay!
So my gift is to be here with you talking about Project Runway. So I'm so excited to be here. That's the 12th, by the way, if you don't know.
Yeah.
And I do accept all gifts, regardless of the day. It can be the day after, it can be tomorrow, it can be any day. So Go to my Twitter, look at my profile. Cash App and Venmo is right in that profile.
Do it.
Or just you also merch.
That part. You've got a cute little multiple birthday today, 6/12/24.
Yeah.
How cute. I love it. But yes, we are here. It is the finale, finally, of season 5 of Project Runway. We made it. We did it. One person did not out of this top 4. And we'll talk all about that. Oof. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe if you have not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things TV. We got a lot of fun TV content coming very, very shortly for you all, including the start of season 6 of Project Runway. We are starting season 6 immediately, so do not fret. We will be back next week with the premiere of season 6 of Project Runway. So yeah, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, do all those gorgeous, lovely things. Check the description below as well for all of our other YouTube channel links, our audio podcast links, and our membership channel for exclusive content and early access, including early access to season 6 of Project Runway. So, with all of that being said, Lana, we pop back in. It's still a top 4 because everyone did so bad with with the evening gown challenge, as per usual. So they kept all 4 of them. We're sending all 4 designers home with an $8,000 budget to make their collections for Bryant Park. But we have an additional challenge. And not only do we have an additional challenge, Lana, we end up having 2 additional challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So Heidi lets the designers know that your additional challenge for when you return is going to be to create a wedding dress that fits into your Bryant Park collection. And additionally, when all the designers come back, we find out that there is another challenge where they then have to, on the spot, basically, I think it's a one-day challenge, make a complimentary bridesmaid outfit for their wedding dress that they
Yeah. I was like, why? Why so much?
I hated this. I hated this. I hated this. I hated this. I hated this.
It just felt so much like it was so. It just. I feel like they want to break them down before they get to Bryant Park, and I'm like, why? Why are we doing that? It doesn't make any sense.
I really like. I was just so frustrated, honestly, because really, genuinely, I think the only person that was making a collection, once we got all of the hometown visits, I feel like the only person that was making a collection that even remotely leaned evening wear was Jarrell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, and it frustrated me because every other season it's been like, okay, cool. Do what you're going to do. You have free reign. And for the first time this season, they're like, you have free reign, but also you have to make this wedding dress that fits it.
Right.
But we're not going to look at anything else from your collection.
Right.
All we're going to judge you on to get to Bryant Park is this wedding dress and this bridesmaid dress that we forced you to make a day before we talked to you.
That could or could not possibly have anything to do with your look, which is very important to one person in particular in this group whose wedding dress and bridesmaid dress did not show the extent of their collection. And I'm like,
Ka-chow. It was ka-chow.
Absolutely.
It was ka-chow. I was just like, I was so frustrated. And then to find out that I think only one of the top 3 actually put their wedding dress in their final collection.
Yeah, because nobody wanted to do it.
It's like
nobody wanted to do it.
Okay. If you're gonna do the wedding dress, because my ideal scenario would have just been get rid of the wedding dress. I don't need the wedding dress. Wedding dress is whatever. Here's what I would have done. I would have done, what's it called? I would have said, okay, to get from top 4 to top 3, we're gonna have you show 4 looks.
Mm-hmm.
Pull 2 from your collection, your wedding dress, and if you're gonna do this bridesmaid dress, okay, cool, whatever.
Right.
So 2 from your collection, your wedding dress, and your bridesmaid dress. We're gonna do a mini collection runway show.
Okay.
And we're gonna judge you on those 4 looks.
Okay.
Bring back it would take almost all the models from this season, which I don't think would be like all that difficult to do. They're still under contract, and it would give some of the models that went home earlier another opportunity to come back and walk, and that would be lovely. But I was just like, let them show part of what they've actually been working on instead of forcing them to only show this wedding dress and this other piece.
Right.
Which, let's be honest, the only person who made a wedding dress that actually fit into their collection seamlessly was Leanne.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like...
Yeah, I
hated this.
I feel you on that. And the more we talk about it, the more I'm like, I really don't like this.
The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, I really just hate the way that they did this because it doesn't make sense.
It really didn't. I felt like it did disservice to a lot of most of the designers. And it just felt like it wasn't necessary. Like it wasn't necessary at all. So yeah, I didn't kind of like that at all.
Yeah.
But we do get, they go home, we get hometown visits. I feel like the hometown visits are very much like, Tim goes, he looks at their pieces, he gives him his critiques and opinions
Tells
on them.
Jarrell he hates everything he's done, basically.
Basically, he loves almost everything Cato does, but just not that one thing because it looks kind of sexual.
Which she did take out.
She took that out because
and
she
I'm
lived
happy
it.
she did.
Absolutely. He
I think she took all of the snake skin out of her collection, I believe.
Okay.
From what I remember.
I think so. I believe so. Maybe I don't know. But he loved Leanne's wave idea and the inspiration from it.
Yeah.
He was just like, maybe not have the stark white. And so she was like, I might have to dye some things, which she did end up doing. And then Kenley, he liked her aesthetic, and he liked the some of what she did. Some of it he was still like, okay, you might want to tweak this and fix that. And she, of course, being Kenley, was like, do my own thing. So it is what it is. So
the way by the end of this episode, Kenley got her comeuppance. So I was like, good.
Right.
Good.
Ugh. Ugh. But yeah, so hometown, we met family, we met friends. It was lovely. They all get back to New York. After leaving in such an abrupt way, nobody really wanted to talk to Kenley. Leanne and Cato made sure that they were rooming together so they wouldn't have to room with Kenley. They were like, leave her with Jarrell, since we had to room with her the whole last 3 weeks of, Project Runway together, and we don't want to room with her anymore. And so Kenley comes in and she's like, I'm sorry, I was being so rude to y'all last time I saw you. And her apology was because she said, why do I don't need to waste energy on people I would never see again. So I'm just going to apologize and move on. And I was like, then why apologize if you don't mean it? If you're not sincere about it, whatever. But if you just want to make peace and keep the peace within the fine, do that, whatever. I just don't like Kenley. And
I don't either.
I feel like everything she did up at that point was very disingenuous, and I just like, why? And she's still rude. She's just very rude.
Because before we get her confessional, I was like, oh, okay, like this seems kind of like an offhand whatever comment. And then we get her confessional being like, well, I'm just going to apologize because I'm never going to see these people again. Plot twist, she does.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's on an all-star season with one of them. Mm-hmm. So take that, Kenley. I was just like, girl, whatever. Like, but they relax. We go into their workspace the next day. This is where we find out about the bridesmaid challenge. And basically the rest of this episode is getting the bridesmaid dress done and then walking the runway.
Making sure the wedding dress fits. And, they're doing little stuff. They get their models. They fit them.
Yep.
They put them in hair and makeup, and then they go walk the runway. So,
yep.
Here we go.
I think we can just go to the runway.
Absolutely. Oh, wrong show.
Wrong show. This is the dun, 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 dun. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we've got our wedding and our bridesmaid dress challenge. Shakak, boom. And first up is Leanne.
I liked her wedding dress. I will say, I liked her wedding dress and her bridesmaid dress. I thought they were very cohesive with the wave thing that she did. I love that she put color in the bridesmaid's dress. It was very cute and very cute, and what I would want for my bridesmaids to be, because I want my brides, like, I don't know what this whole, the bridesmaids dress got to be ugly so the brides look good. If my dress as the bride is not is upstaged by the bridesmaids, that's your fault, bride, because you picked these dresses. I would make
Right.
sure my bridesmaids look stunning because I want the pictures to look stunning, and my dress is gonna be still stand out. But yeah, I think this the bridesmaid dress is very pretty. Is it my style? No, I wouldn't wear it because I don't like
No.
poofiness around the hips. But is it beautiful? Absolutely. I can see somebody wearing it and be like, that is a beautiful dress. It is stunning. It looks great on her. I thought Leanne's collection was, these two dresses were very good, tasteful, whimsical, all at the same time. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think amongst the ensembles that we got for this wedding dress situation, I think Leanne's was my favorite. I love the way that she incorporated all of the architectural swoopiness of her collection into the wedding gown. I thought that was a really, really great idea. And then I love how that's also reflected minimally, I will say, but very effectively in her bridesmaid gown. I love the swooping happening at the top of the bridesmaid gown. The only thing I will say about the bridesmaid dress is it is a very well constructed dress, but it is a dress that is only going to look good on certain body types.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was because it's really only going to look good on a girl that's like model thin. Like
Right.
at the end of the day, like that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit frustrated by that. Whereas I feel like her wedding gown actually would look really, really good on a lot of different body types. And so I was just a little
Mm-hmm.
frustrated with that. But I think the draping and the structure of the wedding gown is absolutely incredible. I love the 2-tiered silhouette that we have going on. I think Leanne knocked it out of the park, honestly.
Yeah, I think she kind of ate that up. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
word.
Yeah. Do we want to score these?
Sure.
Okay.
I will give her collection as a whole 93.
I'm going to give the collection a 90.
Okay.
Per. Next up, we have Kato.
I like her bridesmaid dress more than I like her bride's dress.
Me too.
I do. I think the bride's. I don't hate the bride's dress. Let's get that out. I don't hate the bride's dress. I just think I'm more into the bridesmaid's dress more. It looks good, but I think the bride's dress is it's okay. I did agree with the judge that it was a little overworked. I think the fabric was not the greatest fabric choice for the dress, but is it an ugly dress? No, it's just not a dress I would pick out.
Yeah, I was really not disappointed with Kato because I understood her perspective when it came to the wedding gown. I think the gown itself is good. I just think I also kind of agreed with the judges a little bit. It felt a little overworked. I liked what she was doing with the pleating on the neck piece. It wasn't symmetrical though.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know whether that was intentional, but it felt off enough to where I don't know whether it was intentional, but it also didn't look asymmetrical. That's the thing.
What I will say about Kato's dress, and what I think how it rendered into her collection, is that I think Kato was giving us very much Nigerian wedding instead of what we
Yes.
know in westernized weddings. And so I feel like in Nigerian weddings, that fabric is a different fabric. It's heavier fabric. It's
Yeah.
like we said, crinkly fabric.
Yeah.
And I feel like if this was in a different color, it would have been great.
Absolutely.
Just think the color was not the right color, but I really think she was giving us very much her culture.
Yeah.
And to with Anina and Michael Kors and Heidi being the judges,
They're not going to get it.
They're not gonna get it.
This episode, more than any other, I really felt like it was like, let's highlight Kato's backstory. And then when it comes to the fashion, we don't want the fashion to be African.
Right.
And I don't know necessarily, she even said like she wanted to infuse her heritage into the collection.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious as to whether that was an intentional decision that she made. Let's say that. Because the dress, I don't have a huge knowledge base for African wedding fashion, but I understood the perspective she was going for with this dress. I got it from the little bit of information I do know about it. I understood the way she went about it. I absolutely agree with you. I just would have needed it in kind of any other color, because this beige just doesn't, the beige with the snake skin just doesn't work for me.
Right. I wish it was more like a champagne color instead of the beige color.
Absolutely. Or even a brown. Like, go a few shades darker. Maybe I don't
she still wanted it wedding.
She still wanted it wedding. So yeah, I guess
a few shades lighter, probably.
Yeah, if she had gone like a champagne, I think it would have been good. Maybe something closer to this silk charmeuse background we are currently sitting in, Lana. I think that could have been really good too. An ivory, absolutely. Not white.
Not white. Because I don't think she wanted to be white.
No. I wanted something a little bit lighter, a little bit closer to white without being pure white.
Absolutely.
But the bridesmaid dress I really enjoy. I like that she replicated the pleating in the skirt. I think that's really cool. I was very confused when the judges were like, I don't see any comparison between the bridesmaid dress and the wedding dress. I was like, I absolutely see it.
I was like, you don't see it? I wholeheartely see it. But
the detail work is the connection between the two.
Absolutely. But
like we said, these our judging panel was made up of 3 different shades of white, and so I don't think they were going to get it.
Nope. No.
So,
but of course, for the collection itself, I would probably have to give it a 75.
I'm going to give her a 77. Next up is Kenley.
I thought this collection was adorable. I did. I was like, this is adorable. It's cute. It's fun. It's whimsical. It's very much Kenley in that style where, we've seen bubble skirts and tulle and big, pleated skirts from Kenley. And it was so her. And like, when she said she was going to make a replica of the dress and wear it for her wedding, I could totally see her do that because it's beautiful for her and she would love that. That's her style. I didn't know about the Alexander McQueen collection that Michael brought up until I went and looked, and I was like, oh.
I went and looked too, and I was like, oh, Lord, that is eerily similar.
Eerily close. And she's like, no, I've never even seen this collection. I'm like,
honestly,
but she might
I believe that. Based on everything we heard from her in this episode, I honestly believed it, because this is not the first time we get this critique in the finale for Kenley. And so I will say, I did believe her in that moment, being like, no, I feel like she probably didn't, based on how detached from reality we know Kenley to be. Yeah.
I just feel like she might not have known, but I just think maybe her style is closer to Alexander McQueen than she thought. But this dress actually does remind me of that. And I hate the fact that it does. And Michael Kors was able to see that. And he saw it and it was like, that's what it is. Because this dress is adorable. I love the headpiece in the wedding dress. It's very pretty. And then this bridesmaid's dress is great. Like, I would love to see my bridesmaids all in that dress. But yeah, it's still very specific for a specific type of body. Not everybody can wear that dress.
No.
But if you got a bunch of skinny friends, then
Right.
That
Right.
works. That works for them. But I think it was adorable. I thought this was I hate to say it, but this was my favorite one out of the wedding collection on this episode. I thought Kinley did. She kind of rocked it out, and that is why I felt like her dress, her wedding dress, was the only dress that made it to Bryant Park because it was really a good dress.
Yeah, I think Kenley, based on this package, Kenley deserved to make it to the top 3 and to
Hmm.
show her collection. I think her wedding gown is really, really spectacularly done. I really do. I'm not the world's biggest fan of her bridesmaid dress, though, I will say.
Hmm.
To your point exactly, it's not, it doesn't feel like it would fit very many body types. It doesn't feel the most inclusive. I also don't necessarily get it with the wedding gown.
I think it's the skirt of it all, the bubble,
The shape, yeah, the bubble
the shape
skirt,
of
I
it
think,
all.
was what she was trying to go with it.
Hmm.
I don't love, I will say, I don't love the mesh at the top. I understand
Hmm.
why she did that. I just don't particularly love that. Um, but yeah, I think overall, the wedding dress is gorgeous. She deserved her spot. Like, yeah. So, scores.
For me, she will get a 97 for her collection because I enjoyed it.
I'm gonna give her an 88 only because I just don't love the bridesmaid dress as much. And last up, we have Jarrell.
I hate this bridesmaid dress.
This bridesmaid dress is atrocious.
I feel like Jarrell made the typical bridesmaid dress so the bride wouldn't be upstaged. It's just so much and not good. And then this bride's dress, I don't hate it. I just wish he edited a little bit more. Like I feel like the way first of all, why does she have a whole pot of flowers in her head? I hate that. Um it's too, and he likes to call it opulence and all that. I feel like it's just too much. Like those jewels don't look expensive. Like there's not like those are Swarovski crystals on that dress. Those are big old cheap looking jewels, and you got a bunch of them just all gathered around the bust area and in the jewel on the bust and under the bust, and it just looks so much. I like the bottom part of it, even though they didn't like the dirty gray tulle. I don't mind the tulle on the bottom. It gives it an interesting shape. Is it a shape I would particularly want at my wedding? No, but I'm sure some fashion girly might want that. But I just feel like he just does so much that it's too much. And it's just not cute. Like I was not surprised when they sent Jarrell when Jarrell didn't get to show at Fashion Week because I was like, out of the 4, this was the worst. This was
Yeah.
the worst. And on both looks, it was something wrong with both looks.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate the bridesmaid dress. I'm
Hmm.
gonna start there. I hate the bridesmaid dress. I hate the fabric. I hate the silhouette. I will say the silhouette is all encompassing for a lot of different body types, so I do appreciate that. But to your point exactly, Lana, it's very classic. It's very classic bridesmaid
Ugly
dress,
bridesmaid dress.
ugly bridesmaid dress. I actually really love this wedding gown, but not as a wedding gown.
Mm.
I
And this is
love
a
this as
couture
an
piece.
I love this as an avant-garde couture piece.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take wedding gown out of my mind for a second because I am so obsessed with this gown. Like, I think this might be one of my favorite dresses of the season.
Even
For
with all
me,
those ugly jewels.
yes, because for me, it is telling a bit of a story. I get the, like, I don't love necessarily the plumage on, or not the plumage, the flowers on on the head, but I understand that it, like, for me, I'm reading like tornado, storm, like storm is brewing, like kind of situation. Because I see the tulle at the bottom as this like thunder cloud, and I see all of this crinkled beige fabric on top as like tornado kind of vibes. So like I'm getting a little bit of that story, and then if the whole thing is like with the flowers on the head, like popping out as like the thing that's surviving, like whatever, I like it. I think it's a really, really well constructed gown. I think it looks really lovely on his model. But when I tap back in to wedding gown, I hate it as a wedding gown.
Okay.
Were you following me on any of that?
I mean, I feel like if you have to create your own story to a dress or a look, then the look isn't that good.
Yeah.
But I get it. You wanted to create a story to make it feel better for you. And I love that for you. I just don't like it. Like I said, from the waist down, I like it. Let's say that. From the waist down, I like it. From the waist
That's
up,
where I'm at too, yeah.
I just don't like this top. It's so, no.
I wish the top was just simple.
A little bit less jewels. Or if you're going to use jewels, do expensive jewels like Swarovski crystals. But I'm sure you can't afford that with just $8,000 and going to make 12 looks. So, yeah. Scores, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Your mic didn't pick that up at all, but nice, because I know what score you gave.
69.
I'm going to give him a 70 because I do really like the wedding gown, despite me not loving it as a wedding gown. So.
We love that for you.
Thank you. So that's where we land with that. We get both Kenley and Leanne called as moving on to Fashion Week. And it is between Jarrell and Cateau. And we get rid of Jarrell. I think based on what he showed with this wedding gown, it was deserved.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
And I don't even know necessarily whether I love his collection either.
I don't know.
But
I didn't look at his collection that well to see it, but I know we have it. I saw it, but I didn't look. I didn't look at it to see if I liked it, but I did know we have it.
Yeah, so I guess at some point, because it's walked on the same runway as the other designers. Because it's got the Project Runway logo in the background from the Bryant Park show.
I feel like it was afterwards. I feel like they just had him walk it after everybody was gone.
Which, hey,
I feel like if he had to make all those looks, they should have shown those looks. And I've been saying that about when they do this to everybody. Like I wanted to see all of Chris's March's looks the prior season because I'm like, he made all of these looks, brought them with him. We should be able to see all those looks at some point. But
absolutely. But we have our top three. For the first time, it is all women.
Woohoo, girl power.
Showing at Bryant Park. Hey, I'm not all that mad at it.
I'm not mad at all.
I would have preferred Jarrell over Kenley, but hey, I'm not mad at it. So
she earned a spot.
She sure did. She really, really, really did. So now we are getting all of our stuff situated. We're doing model casting, featuring a couple of the models from this season, as well as Morgan from season one. I love that Kenley was like, she better have her shit together this time. With the one moment that made me laugh from Kenley this episode. I was like, all right, work, Kenley. But yeah, so basically this whole situation now is getting everything situated. Tim lets us know, Bryant Park. Tim lets us know that they're showing 10 looks at Bryant Park, which means they do have to cut 2 of their looks. Leanne and Cateau basically immediately cut their bridesmaid dress.
Absolutely.
Leanne also cuts her wedding dress. We'll talk about the implications of that with her overall collection later. Kenley decides she's going to cut her bridesmaid dress, but she is going to keep her wedding dress because the judges really enjoyed it. And I do love Tim being like, well, that's the perception that you got? And she was like, yeah, that's the perception that I got from the judges. And so it's kind of this like back and forth because she was going to have Tapasio walk the wedding gown, but then that's going to be the signature look that the judges see when they are deciding on the runway who's going to win. And I'm glad that Kenley finally came to that realization as well of being like, I can have it in my collection. I'm not going to have Tapasio walk it. And I think that was a very, very smart decision on Kenley's part.
Because they already saw it.
They already saw it.
And they already compared it to Alexander McQueen. Do you want them to continue to do that?
No.
Like, you can have it in the collection, but you don't need to make it your signature look.
Yeah. And then Cateau ends up giving herself the most work of any of the 3 ladies during the Bryant Park preparation process. She ultimately decides she's going to scrap her bridesmaid dress. She's going to scrap her wedding dress and make 2 new looks on the spot.
Work.
Wild. We will talk about it. I ultimately think it was a very strong decision on her part.
Absolutely. My thing is, when you know your skill set and you know what you could do, why not do it? It's like, look, I'm not happy with how this is going. This dress isn't going to work. This dress definitely isn't going to work. My brain is working. My brain is working. I know what I want to do. And you just do it. I felt like, man, I was very impressed with Cateau. As much as I was impressed with her, I was so worried for her. I was like, oh.
Cateau is the one that's giving us the anxiety before Bryant Park. And I'm just like, oh, God, girl.
Oh, God, no, girl. Oh, so much work. But like you said, I think it was the strongest decision for her.
Yeah. And then the funniest part of the episode for me is when Tia is in getting fitted. She brings her dog, and her dog takes a dump, if you will.
Pooping.
And so Tia fully decides, oh, I'm in this gorgeous custom this gorgeous custom gown. I'm gonna go grab a little poop bag real quick. And the way they cut to Leanne, and she's just like, don't get anything, don't get it near the dress, she has like a full like mental breakdown in that moment. It's so funny. I don't think on past viewings of this season I really ever appreciated Leanne.
I agree. I feel like even throughout this season, watching it back, she wasn't someone who stood out for me as like, oh, Leanne's so great. It was always, oh, that's cute.
She just never had the biggest personality. And
absolutely.
So like her fashion was always very good.
It was good.
But she just doesn't have that boisterous personality like a Christian, like a Jay, even like a Chloe, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like she really kind of rounded out the Bravo era of Project Runway very nicely because she was a lot more of a low-key winner.
Right.
Like, she was very consistent throughout the competition. I think she fell low, like, one time.
Yeah.
But, like, her track record was very consistent. It was very good. Her fashion was always very... I don't think I disliked a single thing Leanne put on the runway this season. As far as the competition is concerned.
I felt like some of her stuff was very safe, but never, like, ugly. Like, I never was like, "Ugh, Leanne should have went home for that."
Right. That's kind of the point I was trying to make, is like, I was never like, no, Leanne was the worst. Leanne should go home.
Right.
No. Because how did she? Come on now. I mean, she was low a lot more than I thought she was.
I'm about to say she wasn't always high.
She was low 4 times.
Mm-hmm. But I still, in her lows, I don't think it was the low where I was like, she should have went home that week. It was never that.
Because technically, Kato had the best track record going into the finale. I forgot Leanne almost went home. Do you remember when Leanne almost went home episode 2?
Yes, next to old girl. Emily?
No, next to old boy.
Who?
Wesley.
Oh, Wesley. Oh, yeah.
It was the what? The environmental challenge. Oh no, because that was the environmental challenge with when the models picked all the bad fabric and she got the bad fabric.
She got that brown fabric. Yeah. She was part of that.
I was like, because otherwise she was bottom 3 every other time that she was in the bottom. But I was like, what was that challenge? Yeah, it was the environmental challenge. That was also just a mess.
And like I said, that wasn't even her fault. That was the model.
That was not her fault at all.
That was none of the designer's fault. I thought all the designers should have stayed because that was the model's fault. Like, nobody should have went home that week.
She said, #the best I could do right now in this situation. Like,
the best I could do with this ugly fabric.
This ugly fabric.
Ugly brown fabric. Ugh.
But yes, we go to Bryant Park. It is the day of the show. Everybody's getting their stuff ready.
Panic.
Kenley almost breaks a zipper. And the only other real big piece of drama is that one of Leanne's garments got oversteamed. It was the structured piece on the top. I forgot what it was paired with, because I think it was separates, because that was a lot of her collection. We'll talk about it. It got oversteamed, so it stretched a little bit more, so it didn't fit Tia. And so last minute, they had to swap Tia into the teal gown that she was wearing during the dog poop incident. So I was like, so did we not see, like, in that moment in the workspace, was she like testing Tia in a couple of different looks that ultimately decided on the structured piece, and then the day of the runway show,
I think so,
5 minutes beforehand, they ended up switching her into the teal piece? I was like, I think that's how it went.
I feel like I feel like the teal piece was an alternate for her. It was like, I don't know if I want this in the collection, or it could go in the collection and it'll look like it fits in the collection, but I like this piece a little bit better. But then now that this doesn't fit, let's go to the alternate, and it still will work. It still will fit. Nothing will break off the continuity.
I'll look when we pull up Leanne's photos to see whether she did use that piece. I don't even think she used it, honestly. But it is that time, Lana. So I guess we're gonna head back to the runway. We find out from Heidi before the show starts that Jennifer Lopez was supposed to be the guest judge for the finale. Per work. But she broke her foot, or had a foot injury. I don't necessarily, unless she was like actively going through like surgery or treatment at that time. I don't know why that would fully prevent her from being there. Whatever. Clearly, I'm fine that she wasn't there. I don't either. Honestly, she has some good music, but like, she's not a great.
I don't like that woman at all. I don't like anything about Jennifer Lopez.
Interesting. Okay.
She can't sing. I don't like her. Her attitude is bad. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Anyway,
Mm-mm.
instead of her, our guest judge for the final runway show is Tim Gunn.
Word. I
I
mean,
loved seeing Tim in a judging capacity.
I always love seeing him in a judging capacity because I'm like, he knows these people the best. Even though he had a sneak preview of all of their looks, I still think
Right.
that he could judge them fairly because
Yeah.
he still has a mind of his own and can like what he
And
likes.
he made sure to let everybody know I'm going to be impartial. It's like, you better work too.
Tell him, Tim. Tell him.
But yes, shall we talk about some collection?
Let's do that.
We're gonna go in order, which means first up we have Kenley's collection. I don't know who made these collages online, but whoever made, I've got two different sets of collages. Whoever made them, thank you. I appreciate it. And if you comment below, we will give you credit in the description. So it's not like I'm stealing these. I just didn't really want to pull these looks myself. So in the case of Kenley, we're doing it over 2 slides. Because the collages for hers were a little bit more stretched out. So this is the first 6 looks from Kenley's final collection.
She put that bridesmaid dress back in there.
Is that the bridesmaid? That is the bridesmaid dress.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the issue I have with the collection, is the bridesmaid dress doesn't fit in with the collection for me.
There's a couple of dresses that don't fit into the collection. Like, this collection, to me, is so not cohesive. Like, I don't get this green dress at the top, and I don't, like, where does that fit in with the rest of this? Like, the green and the black doesn't go at all with the other silhouettes of this collection to me. But this collection is very much Kenley. Like, I see Kenley all up and through this collection, which is fine if the theme is things Kenley would wear.
That seems to be the theme, is just, she literally even said, I made my dream collection.
Mm-hmm.
So
Things she would wear. I just don't get the cohesion of the collection. And that bridesmaid dress, it stands out like a sore thumb. Like, it doesn't make any sense to what the rest of this collection is.
Yeah.
My favorite look of this first 6 looks would probably be that bottom middle.
Oh, the big skirt.
The big skirt with the pink.
Yeah.
I think that's so cute and very runway. And I love the hat piece that she has with it. I think that's very runway for me.
I actually think my favorite of these 6, and maybe my favorite of the whole collection, I need to remember the other 4, is actually that second green look. And I know it doesn't fit into the collection really at all, but I really, really love it. It gives me like Dynasty a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I love the shoulder pad situation we've got going on. It fits her like a glove. Like, all of the garments are very, very well made.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of effort put in. I really don't care for the first look at all.
Yeah, no.
Like, the asymmetrical bustier with the asymmetrical skirt with the skirt underneath, I really don't care for. I agreed with Tim on the rope with that third look with the top right.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's got the rope that cuts it between like the fabric and the floral.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't particularly love that. The bottom right, the all black look, I think that's cute.
That's a cute little black dress. Everybody needs a cute little black dress.
I'm not mad at a little black dress in this collection because black is a color we see throughout her collection. So I'm not mad at it. And I do really like, except for the green. And I do really like that, the bottom middle as well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really good. So here are her last 4, and I feel like she was trying to tie in the green with this top right look.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the top right look.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually really like all of the green that she did in this collection. I just wish it felt more cohesive with the collection.
Mm-hmm. I do like the first look over the paint, because like
The hand painted. Yeah.
she painted all of her
Love.
fabrics, which I love
Love.
that. I love that
Love.
idea. I love that. I thought it was very pretty. The only thing is the silhouette. We just go get a bunch of silhouettes that looks the same on this
We're
runway.
just gonna get like t-shirt, dress, A-line. Like I don't
know, but I do love that she painted her fabrics. I thought that was very pretty.
Yes.
And this middle flower is painted, but I'm not a flower person like that. But I think it's cute.
Yeah.
And the wedding dress, I think it's cute, but I'm like, girl, you don't have to end with
It
that
doesn't
because
fit.
it doesn't fit. Like it should have went in the middle. Like I don't think it should have been her finale piece.
Yeah.
Even though, I felt like Tia should have been her finale piece. Whichever, I don't care what she was wearing. I feel like Tia's look.
Not Tia.
Not Tia.
Tapasio.
Tapasio should have been.
What did Tapasio wear?
Let's go back to the first page. It has to.
Tapasio is in the one you like.
The one I like. That could have been a finale piece.
I think that should have been her finale piece. Honestly, I think literally swap the wedding dress and the piece that Tapasio is wearing. That would have been, because then you're going like color, all white, all black, boom. Then you would have had bridesmaid, wedding, little black dress.
Right.
I think that's a nice. I think the collection overall, I think the pieces are really well made.
Yeah.
It's clear that there was a lot of intention in the way that she went about making her collection. At the end of the day, I just don't think it was as cohesive as she wanted it to be. And I think what she could have done to make it more cohesive is, like we just said, swap the wedding dress and the gown that Tapasio was wearing. And I think if she had incorporated some of the green that she had into the painting of the fabrics more, I think that ultimately would have given us a better overall cohesion for the collection, because the two green pieces and the bridesmaid dress really stand out as like not the other 7 looks could be a collection. Like I could see that for sure. But the green dresses and the bridesmaid dress just really don't fit into the overall collection.
Absolutely. So, I agree.
Scores for Kenley's wedding collection. Well, not wedding collection, but her collection. It could be a wedding collection because half of these look like bridesmaid dresses, let's be honest.
Right. For this collection, I think I will give it, because honestly, like I said, it's not a horrible collection. It's just not cohesive. Yeah. For me, I will give it an 83.
I'm gonna give her an 80 because I think a lot of it is really well constructed. Just the cohesion factor is where she loses me just a little bit. So, right. Next up, we have Kato. And we've got everything on one slide this time, so do not even worry.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I love this collection. I absolutely love this collection. I think this collection was so exciting to watch. Yeah. It emoted emotions for me that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Is it the most polished collection? No. But it's the most exciting collection. And that's where I feel like it goes between her collection and Leanne's collection. Leanne's collection was very polished.
Yeah.
Very polished, but not exciting. Kato's collection was very not polished, but very much exciting to watch. And I would wear any of these gowns.
Right.
Any of these looks. Leanne, for me, I wouldn't wear some of her looks, but I would wear most of her looks.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just start. First of all, you start off with this first look, this yellow dress come down the runway.
Oh,
Gorgeous color. Gorgeous color on this model. It looks so beautiful every day. Very much African-esque without being too African.
yes.
Like she wasn't giving us all the kente and the Nigerian
Yeah.
garb and the fabrics and all the different
But
bold
there's a
colors.
clear
But
influence
there's
of that throughout everything.
absolutely, it's a clear African Nigerian fusion, and she made it palatable to the westernized eye. That's what
Yep.
she did, and she did that very smart. Then she goes from this yellow to this white. This is so beautiful. All the ruffles. I'm not a ruffle person, but I think if they're done correctly, beautiful. And if you look at that white and then her other white that she has that's right before the end, so beautifully well made done. Just like I wish you would have swapped it though, like put the one at the bottom at the top because it's like simple, like with this, like it is with this yellow, and then going into this green. But
Yeah.
my favorite is this next one, this goldish or brownish with the puffy sleeve and the
Yeah.
so good. This blue came out of nowhere for me. I was like, oh, where did blue come from?
So the blue is actually, I'll go
What
ahead
she
and say,
made.
was no, I don't
Oh.
think so actually. The one
Oh.
she made was look number 7, the asymmetrical in the brown fabric. And then I believe it was also number 9, the solid white garment. I believe those are the two that she made in New York. And what I was going to say,
but yeah, the blue.
what I was going to say is the blue is actually what throws me off the most in this collection.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, I love her color palette here, but her entire color palette is very warm colors.
Yep.
Like even the green she has going on is a very warm green. The white that she has is even like a warmer shade of white.
Yep.
The blue feels a lot cooler. And there's no other cohesion of the blue in any other
anything.
The closest we get is some of the fans that are used. Like some of the fans that a couple of the models have that blue in it. But that's really the only blue that we see. If that blue gown, if there was either more blue in the collection somewhere or that blue gown was like gold, I honestly think Coteau could have won.
I think it should have been that yellow like she had the first start. Like,
I agree.
Let it be a longer version of that, and let it be that pattern, that silhouette, but in that yellow.
That exact gown, but in
yellow.
The
gown itself is beautiful.
Or even maybe in white. Maybe. Because I like how much green we have. I like how much of this like taupe brown we have going on.
That's just needed yellow, that because it's not enough yellow.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think yellow would have been yellow with maybe a
little bit of blue. Because the yellow with that blue would have been beautiful.
Blue belt.
Yes.
And then what I would have done is on that 8th look, I would have had, instead of a yellow belt, I would have had a blue belt.
Blue belt.
Because then we're adding in touches of blue and maybe add a blue to like something else. I don't know. Because if you're gonna do the blue, I wanted to see more blue in the collection. Right. And that was ultimately my biggest issue with the collection from Coteau. But sorry, go ahead. Continue on with your
No, I just think like I said, I think that every dress is beautifully made. It's just that blue did kind of like, where'd that come from? But I think she did a really good job. Like I said, I was very excited by her look, and not just because I really like Coteau. Let's not keep it there because I do like Coteau, but I also like Leanne. But I just think the vibrancy of this collection excited me. Like I wanted to wear these clothes. I wanted to get dressed by Coteau. I wanted Coteau to make me an outfit.
Right.
I thought it was very much exciting, and I really enjoyed it. It wasn't as polished. It had some flaws, but it was exciting. It was exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what we're gonna see is, and I'm happy we're gonna get to see an evolution of Kato as a designer. I'm very thankful we will get to talk about her 2 more times on our Project Runway journey. I'm very, very excited to do so. I don't think we have to wait too many seasons afterwards. I forget when she was on All Stars, but nevertheless, I am excited to talk about Kato. I will say I kind of said most of my like critique about the collection, but I do want to say I also absolutely love this collection from Kato. This is one of, I would honestly say her and Leanne have 2 of my favorite collections of the first 5 seasons of Project Runway.
Okay.
I would honestly say I think my top 3 collections would be Leanne, Kato, and probably Christian. Because hell, we ranted and raved about Christian's Bryant Park collection last season. Which, did you see? He just did a whole Pride shoot situation. He did like a whole little mini collection for Pride, and his muse for that was Got Mick.
Oh wow!
It's gorgeous. All of the looks are absolutely stunning. But yeah, I love this from Kato. I think my favorite look is actually the look that Katarina is in. That bottom left, that asymmetrical, and that the judges said it. Like, she does very classic silhouettes, but just with a little bit of a switch up.
Yep.
And I really, really like it. That green is gorgeous. I loved also starting with this yellow. I thought the yellow was such a great choice. I would have loved to see more yellow in the collection. I have to say, I think my least favorite from her is actually both of these white looks.
Oh, no.
I like them. I just think, especially the second look, I think fits in the least overall from a silhouette and a design perspective. Because I would have loved to see more of this kind of like big ruching structured situation from her. And the only other time we really see that in this collection is with the poofy sleeve in that 4th look, and then in the 7th look, the taupe look that she made here. But overall, I think it's a very, very strong collection. I really enjoy a lot of these looks from Kato. So
yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a good collection.
Yeah.
Score-wise, I would give her collection a 90 because I really enjoyed the looks. I was excited by the looks.
Yeah. I'm going to give Kato an 88. I really enjoy a lot of this collection. For me, what just brings it down is similar to Kenley. It's just the cohesion factor is really what brings it just down just ever so slightly for me. But I do still really enjoy a lot of what she presented. I'll say most, not a lot. Most of these looks in this collection, I really, really, really enjoy. So, And last up of our top 3 is Leanne's collection. Let's take a look at this collection from Leanne here.
Beautiful collection. Beautiful collection. Just not as exciting. That was my whole thing. It's beautiful. My favorite look on here, honestly, is the second look. The shorts and the top.
The shorts. Okay.
I was like, maybe it's the model too because it looks so good on her. Like, so good. But I do like, what I like about Leanne's pieces, a lot of her are 2 pieces. And like, I do like the blue top with the pants. Like, so good.
That's my favorite look of the collection.
So good. I think it's so good.
And the fact that she was talking about taking the pants out of the collection. And I'm really, really glad that Tim convinced her to keep the to keep the pants in. Also, she did put her wedding dress in. I just realized.
Yeah.
She put it where we wanted Kenley to put hers.
Absolutely. Don't put it at the end.
Leanne did what Kenley didn't and should have. But no, I love this fourth look. The pants with this blue top, I am obsessed with. I will agree with you. I don't think this is... I think Cateau's collection was a bit more exciting to see. Yeah. But I have to say, I think Leanne's collection is my favorite. Mm-hmm. Because I love the color palette she went with. Everything makes sense. Her inspiration as well. I really enjoyed having this like ocean, the flowing kind of wave motif. I love that you do see that in every single look that she presented. Mm-hmm. I understand why the judges were a little concerned about like, well, what else? If this was a 40-piece collection, I would be concerned. I'm like, well, it's not a 40-piece collection.
All right.
Like this, you've seen throughout the season, this is not all she does. Mm-hmm. But I really love the pants in this fourth look. The look that Tia was going to wear is actually the seventh look, I believe, with the shoulders exposed here with that big tan piece. But I think everything worked the way it should have. I wish she had a bit more of that seafoam green in the collection on a whole. Mm-hmm. That's really kind of the only critique I would have.
I just feel like it's so like, if I wasn't looking at this as a collection, if I was just looking at piece by piece, you know what I mean? I feel like everything just seems pretty and safe. Yeah. Like if she would have picked any of these looks for one particular runway throughout the season, I think she would have got a safe. It wouldn't have been anything spectacular that she would have won with. It was just, I feel like these are a bunch of safe pieces. They're not bad pieces. I just feel like they're a bunch of safe pieces. But they're good pieces and like they are ready to wear. Like this isn't a haute couture runway. It isn't something that you won't have to, you like, oh, this is just straight off for the runway. This is pieces that anybody could wear right now. Like they could have picked it off the runway, put it on and walked out and it would have made sense.
And that's exactly what my point was going to be, and kind of why I think I like this collection a lot. Because I think a lot of Cateau's had the potential of ready to wear as well. But what I think I like about this is the first collection we see at Bryant Park where it is predominantly very ready to wear clothing.
I think everything on here is ready to wear, even a bride's dress. If you go,
I was going to say the wedding dress, I think, is the only thing that may not necessarily inherently be ready to wear. But to your point, Lana, I think there is a circumstance where you could shift that from wedding dress to evening wear.
Mm-hmm. If she was going to a formal event and like some gala, put that on.
But I love how for the most part, this collection is a lot of separates as well. And this is kind of the first time in Project Runway as well that we're seeing a lot of separates and we're seeing a lot of ready to wear pieces. And I think that really is ultimately what ended up giving Leanne the win, is that her collection felt the most approachable and the most marketable, because there's also the caveat of the collection is going to be sold on bluefly.com. And I think in the overall judging of things, I think that was factored into the ultimate decision. And I think of the three collections we saw here at Bryant Park, I think Leanne's fits that narrative the best.
I agree.
So
I agree.
But this pants look, I'm so obsessed with the pants. It's so good. But we do also have Jarrell's.
We didn't score.
Oh, we did not score. What is your score, Lana? Sorry.
My score for Leanne's is an 89. I liked it, but I like the toes.
I'm going to give Leanne a 90. I like this one, and I really like Kato's. I think I like Leanne's just a little bit better.
So smart. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
Now,
very, very close. Now we can talk about Jarrell's collection, which I'm excited for you to see some of these pieces because I personally is not my favorite collection, but we've got them split as well based on how the collage that I found of these looks was done. So these are the first 6 looks from Jarrell's collection.
Oh, they actually did that with people there.
Yeah, I think it was just like a non-televised thing.
Yeah, non-televised thing.
And I'm happy for Jarrell that he was able to show
Mm-hmm.
in some capacity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Out of these first looks,
I don't love a lot of them.
No, I don't know if I love any of them.
I like this bottom right.
There's always something he does that just makes the whole look goes crazy for me. Like, why is that mesh or fitting mesh thing on the third piece, the third look up top? Why is that there? Why is that asymmetrical on the first look? Why is that gray thing around the bust? Why is that at the bottom poofing up at the ruching at the bottom? Why is that there?
Yeah.
Why is the mesh on the middle look at the top on the shoulders? What did you need that for? It could just been a strapless gown. Why is this striped shirt with that jacket and those pants? It's always just one thing, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, I don't know that I love any of these, honestly.
Me neither. I don't love any of these. I'm gonna be honest. I don't love any of these.
Well.
Sorry.
These, I will say, I think I like all 4 of these.
I don't like all 4. I like the purple.
The purple is my favorite.
Yeah, I think the purple is my favorite. I don't like, we already saw the wedding dress that I'm not going to like ever.
But I like that he styled it differently without the flowers on there. There's changes that were made. I really, really like those changes that were made.
Yeah. The second look in the middle, it's okay. It's fine. That third look, why? Why do we have that long shirt with that skirt long? Like, no. No. It doesn't even look good on her. It doesn't give her a shape. She has a shape. It doesn't give her anything. It doesn't do anything for her. No.
Yeah, I think the lavender look is my favorite. We saw that in his hometown walkthrough, and I really, really liked it. I do still really like it here. I like the top part of this top right look. I also don't love the skirt. The middle dress is fine. So yeah, maybe it's for the best that Jarrell didn't get to compete for the top winner spot. Do we want to score this, or do we want to? Yeah, no, we're okay with that. Yep. Okay, cool. Hey, guess what? It's just us again. So we go to the runway. We get our critiques from everybody. The main critique to talk about is that Kenley gets compared to another major designing label again. And again, I honestly feel like this wasn't an intentional move on Kenley's part. I really honestly feel like it was a coincidental thing because I just don't think she is. I don't think she is tapped into the fashion world in the way that she thought she was. I could be wrong, but her reaction to it seemed genuine in her like anger and frustration and confusion. But that's just my perception of it.
I feel like Kenley's just Kenley. I don't think my perspective will ever be fair. With Kenley.
Fair. Well, it doesn't matter because she gets third. And we are down to Leanne and Cato. And the winner of this season is a woman. Shocker.
Whoa.
And it is Leanne.
Yay. Sure. I'm not inherently mad at it because I think
No.
her collection was really good.
Yeah.
I love Cato and I really wanted the best for her, but I can understand why she didn't win.
I absolutely understand why she didn't win.
And I think she understood why she didn't win.
I felt so bad, though, because she goes back after she gets auf Wiedersehen. And she's in her confessional, she's like, I'll be fine in time, but right now my heart is bleeding. And I was just like, no.
Yeah.
Get down. No, get out.
When you get so close, so as close as you can get,
yeah,
and you feel like you've done all you can, only to get that second place, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Like you said, in time,
yeah,
you'll be okay. But in that moment, it feels like the end of the world as you know it. And that is, such a horrible feeling. Such a horrible feeling.
Yeah. But I think Leanne is a very lovely winner of this season. I think, like we said throughout this episode, her fashion was good. Mm-hmm. Her Bryant Park collection was very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's a very deserving and kind of low-key winner. Mm-hmm. And if we're looking at the overall casting of the winners so far of Project Runway, I think she fits a demographic that we haven't really seen a whole lot of.
Mm-hmm.
The way she designs is very architectural, and the way that she creates garments is very fluid and very, like, that's just who she is as a designer. And I think we've seen that throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Leanne is a lovely winner for the season. I also agree personally, I would have loved it to be Cato, just because I love Cato. I really, really do just love Cato. But this was Leanne's win, and it was very incredibly deserved.
Absolutely.
So, and with that is that on season 5 of Project Runway.
Yay, we finished.
And thus ends the Bravo era of Project Runway.
Yeah.
Because starting with season 6, this is where the show was bought out by Lifetime. So,
and remember when I was like, I think it was earlier in the season, I was like, Lifetime did it, and you're like, no, Bravo started it. But
no. But yes, so that is that on This, That, and the Third, and we are going to move on to season 6. A season that, I'm going to be honest, I don't remember.
It's going to be like new for me.
Honestly, looking at the names on this cast, I think I recognize a couple of them. But overall, like, I don't think I know a lot of these people. So I'm excited to dive into season 6 of Project Runway, and we will be back next week to talk about the premiere of Project Runway season 6. I think we're going to stay with our 2 episodes per podcast. I'm really liking that. It makes most of our episodes pretty manageable in size, so I don't think it's that bad of a thing. But that is that. We are going to get out of here. Let us know all your thoughts on the finale collections, the Bryant Park, all of that in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share on your way out. Thank you so much for joining us for Project Runway. If you do if you have stuck around with us for Project Runway, thanks. All 13 of you, we really appreciate it. Make sure to check the description below for all of our YouTube channel links, our audio podcast links, and our membership channel links, where we will be giving early access for season 6 of Project Runway. Make sure to follow us on our social media at The Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow Lana and I as well, and you could get your merch, including but not limited to Cut Mug, down there as well. We are going to get out of here. Cheers. Woo. Oh, in fashion, one day you're in, and the next day you're out. And we are out.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Make it work, designers.